Oh là. Comment ils vont? Ah, je viens de lancer le stream, ça y est, je suis déjà fatigué. Bon. Je sais pas s'il y en a qui ont reconnu avec la musique. On va tester The Outer Worlds. C'était un jeu qui était... C'était... Non, oui. C'était un jeu qui était gratuit sur l'Epic Game Store. Je l'ai pris. Je devais le tester en janvier. Nous sommes le 20 février. Il n'est jamais trop tard pour commencer, comme on dit. Allez. Nouvelle partie. On se met en normal, on verra plus tard s'il faut augmenter la difficulté. Mais les sous-titres, affichage... Il y a des cinématiques. Je vais mettre les sous-titres dans la cinématique. Comme ça, tout le monde peut voir le texte. Et je le mets comme as. Voilà. C'est bien là. Nickel. Mais il est pas en français? Je pensais qu'il y avait du sous-titre français. Ah, j'ai 2 ans, ça m'a fait rire.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
Je vais être relou. Y a pas moyen de mettre... Merde. On va tester après. Ah, tempérament.
High blood pressure. Could keep you from blacking out at least.
« 3,5 par seconde. » On va déjà laisser 2, je pense. Je pense qu'on peut les améliorer par la suite. Oh, c'est énorme. Écoute, je vais mettre ça.
If you wanted to steal from the rich, you've come to the right colony. We'll put those marksmanship scores to good use.
On incarne une femme, je suppose, non? J'avais pas fait gaffe. Dégâts corrosifs. Ah ouais. Persuasion. Ah bah on peut changer. Bah je vais mettre homme. Après le reste, s'en fout. Ah, pic. Voilà. Attends. Ah non, si, c'est bon. Je sais pas pourquoi j'ai galéré.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
En fait, il nous kidnappe.
Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Y a pas de VF? Ah, je vais être relou.
Shit. Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your
Whoosh.
colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck!
Je suis trop lent à lire. J'ai rien compris.
Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry, I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
Oh, c'est beau.
Good.
Attendez, parce que...
Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it.
Allô? Mon jeu a craché ou je rêve? La souris est là. Ah, ça commence bien. Attends, mais... Les gars, le jeu a crash, on est d'accord. Je vais dire, oh, c'est beau et tout. Y'a rien. Non, mais attendez. Le jeu a du crash. Ouais, le jeu veut même pas se fermer. Tiens, hop, je te ferme de force. Attendez, on va le relancer. Putain, je l'ai même pas là. J'ai même pas fait une seconde de gameplay. Le jeu a déjà crash. On va dire ça arrive. Hein. Vous voyez même pas le jeu. Comment ça se fait? Ah si, son. Attends, on va checker en même temps tout de suite les paramètres. Affichage français. Ah, t'as pas voix française? Oh, c'est dommage. Le jeu a l'air d'être fou. On va pas mettre plus haut parce que j'ai peur de... d'exploser le PC. On verra si le jeu est dégueulasse, je le mettrai plus haut, mais sinon... Putain, je suis dégoûté. Ah, faut recommencer. Putain, super. On va skip. Hein.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars?
J'avais mis deux là, un là, un là, un là. On avait mis distance, furtivité. Ça. Suivant. Hop. Suivant. Pic. Suivant. Bon, ça va vite. Oh, c'est vraiment dommage. La cinématique avait l'air... a l'air folle. Mais ça aurait été quand même un meilleur kiff de comprendre. Allez. Comme si rien ne s'était passé, les gars. Hop. Ah, voilà.
Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh,
Je me mets en curti, j'ai rien à
I told him to plant the beacon.
Ça va, c'est pas dégueu. Mais je vois... C'est sombre, hein. C'est très beau, mais sombre.
Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
Et là, il y a... une ville... Oh, il y a une petite bête. Oh, par contre, le crosshair... De toute façon, il a perdu les jambes. Oh, il y a une bête. Ah, c'est ça. Juste de perception... Donc la jauge là au-dessus, c'est la couleur de la jauge? En rouge comme ça? Ah, c'est le truc jaune. Il a failli me choper. C'est un dinosaure. Je dirais une hyène. Par contre, no joke, attendez, je vais augmenter le gamma parce que moi je vois... C'est très beau, mais je vois un peu faible. Un peu faible. Comment dire Il manque du gamma. Allez, je le mets à 65. C'est tout ou rien là. Je vais mettre à 50. Un peu mieux. Comme ça, vous voyez aussi. Je sais pas s'il y a un filtre. Attendez. Moment chiant. Non, c'est bon. Vous avez pas de filtre.
You see now, you've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
J'ai pas compris. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Ah bah oui. Votre santé est basse. F pour se soigner. Se remettre de la vie. Pourquoi dans une grotte il y a une citerne?
Hey, you, come here.
Oui.
You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, law, that stings. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters. Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh?
Hmm.
Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. All Spacer's choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Yes, nailed it that time. You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna.
Wesh. Ça va péter.
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
En fait, il ralentit le temps? Qu'est-ce que c'est que cette merde? DTT? C'est quoi? Les gars, DTT, c'est quoi? Attends, mais... Verrou image, il court tout seul. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Apparemment, c'est une esquive. Ok. Ah, c'est A. Parce que je suis en QWERTY, c'est pour ça que c'est marqué Q, mais... Laissez-moi me tromper, mais ça ressemble... Il y a une petite patte de Bethesda. Dans le fait, tu sais, comment il est tombé, comment il est mort, on aurait dit, tu sais, à la Fallout 3 ou même Fallout 4, je sais plus s'il le faisait. Quand tu utilisais le mode SAV, là. Ou SVA, je sais plus comment il s'appelait le mode. Ah, il y en a un là. Mais il y a du stuff partout. Le jeu, en vrai, ça va. Hein. Il est en moyen, moi. Je sais pas vous, mais je trouve qu'il est très beau déjà comme ça. Juste les couleurs, ça fait assez bizarre. C'est assez perturbant. Mais là, le but, c'est de fumer tout le monde. Est-ce qu'on peut fumer les gens discrètement? Non, on peut pas. Ok. Oh, je vais la faire bourrin. Hein. Je crois pas que j'aurais dû mettre discret parce que... En ce moment, je joue à Cyberpunk. Quand tu te mets derrière, bah t'as une touche, tu sais, pour démolir les mecs. Ça me fume par contre le point, comment il est énorme. Le crosshair, ça va... Allez, à la limite, ça va encore. Mais le jeu est bizarre. Là, quand tu regardes bien, là-bas, regarde, il n'y a pas de texture. T'as rien. Là-bas, regarde, y a rien. Y a rien. Et là, ici, bah, tu vois, c'est assez beau, quoi. Ça fait assez bizarre. Je pense que c'est parce que mon PC n'est... J'ai mis vraiment les trucs en moyen. Je pense que tu mets ton jeu vraiment full. C'est beaucoup plus beau. Le seul truc qui est assez perturbant, c'est vraiment l'effet d'ombre, les couleurs, etc.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed!
Gentil.
Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? Well, that's a relief. You don't want to know how much paperwork's involved in paying off a gravesite fee. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs some. Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But, seeing as I'm the acting manager in this situation... You know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
Tu vois, dans le déplacement des personnages, etc. C'est très... Fallout. Oh, c'est stylé par contre avec les... Attends, je les suce. Merde. Ouais, sabre, on en a 24. Je vais pas reprendre des sabres. Je sais pas si on a une limite de poids. Est-ce qu'on a plusieurs armes? Non, ça c'est pas l'inventaire.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder.
Ça va être quoi? Ça va être un nom?
Smile for my surveillance device, Marauder. I am tracking your every move. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. I detect an elevated heart rate, indicating dishonesty. Please prepare yourself for lethal deterrence.
Non. Merde.
Initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I deduce from the tone of your voice that Captain Hawthorne failed to meet you at the designated location. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand? Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. The settlement of Edgewater is located nearby. I recommend speaking to the administrator of Edgewater and requesting assistance. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new captain's identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand?
Attends, quoi? Capitaine de l'imposteur?
Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Tu vois, il y a une patte graphique un peu à la... Je sais pas, il y a un mélange de jeux. Qui n'est pas mauvais. Attention. C'est assez stylé, j'aime bien. Ah, j'ai eu 9 points de compétence. Ah ouais. Et je vais en mettre dans dialogue. Ça a l'air d'être quand même utile et technologie. Un là et là. Ah oui, ici. J'ai pas vu. Ça, c'est pas mal. Je vais prendre ça. À moins que je puisse prendre autre chose. Non, je peux pas. Pourquoi il y a encore un logo? Ah non, point, il est là. Ok. Je comprends pas en fait pourquoi il y a encore un... Ah non, ça l'a pas pris en compte. Ok. Et là, c'est mes quêtes. Bon, ça, on peut tout cliquer.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay. I'll waive your fee since you helped us with those marauders. If you're looking for work, talk to the constable down at Edgewater. She's got a bounty on marauders. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Alright. Là, faut aller dans la ville. Attends, mais... Là, c'est journal, inventaire. Oh putain. Équipé jusqu'à 4 armes à la fois. D'accord, c'est les mêmes. Hein. Dégâts 51, dégâts 36. Ah non, mais limite, c'est mieux ça, non? Ah, il y a un taux d'usure. Ok. Pareil, l'armure a un taux d'usure. Compétences technologie, la furtivité plus 5. Lui, tu peux mettre des modifications, lui, tu peux pas. Attends, mais on peut faire comparer. Ok. Mais tu vois pas les stats, genre ça protège ou quoi que ce soit. Merde, j'ai fait quoi? C'est joli. Et quand t'appuies 2 fois? Ok, c'est en arrière. Ah non. En avant, tu peux pas. Ah, les enfoirés! Oh la tatane! Oh, tu vois, c'est dans la façon là comme ça, quand il meurt, ça fait vraiment Fallout. Quand on était dans le vaisseau, il y avait une... Je sais pas, un petit effet... Ah, j'ai plus le nom du jeu, comme par enchantement. En tête. Je ne saurais plus dire. Merde. Attendez. Je vais vous le redire. Le nom du jeu que j'avais en tête... J'y avais joué un petit peu en plus. Alors de loin, hein, attention, mais c'est dans, je sais pas, c'est dans l'aspect... La patte graphique un peu qui donne cet effet-là. Putain, Epic Games, comment il galère. Merde! Ah, je pourrais pas vous le dire. Epic Games galère trop. C'est vraiment de la merde le launcher. Si je fais ça... Oh, alors récemment joué. J'en ai pas joué énorme hein, des jeux. J'ai mis de la vie, j'ai jamais joué à ces jeux-là. Pourquoi ils me disent récemment joué, c'est ça? Soit il y en a un qui joue à... Putain, j'ai Among Us sur Epic Games, je savais même pas. Ça me termine. J'ai des jeux, je ne sais même pas. Faut que je fasse... autant de jeux peut-être. Borderland, voilà. Après 40 ans, on a enfin trouvé. Ouais, ça me donne un peu un... Je sais pas, les graphismes... Après, c'est encore une fois, je suis en moyen en graphisme. Mais ça me donne un effet Borderland un peu, je trouve. Un mélange de Borderland et Fallout. C'est très joli, mais toujours très sombre. Par contre, j'ai l'impression que vous le voyez bien clair. Chelou ça. Je vais mettre... comme ça.
Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad.
Ok, bon, on a déjà une première quête.
A friend of mine died a couple weeks back.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
J'avais pas vu la batte. Il y a un truc de gravé dessus. Un vaisseau.
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
C'est quoi ça le temps?
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. The geothermal plant was built by our owners, Spacer's Choice. Lit up the whole Vale once upon a time. Most of the Vale is now abandoned. All that power is going to waste. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Ah bah c'est ça. Le logo objet. Sur la batte. Toi calme-toi toi. Donc là faut dégager. Faut redescendre. Wesh, m'a fait peur.
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Let's talk when you're free. Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. I don't know anybody well. I mostly listen to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident. Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. It don't seem right to me, mister. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Ok. C'est lequel qu'il faut aller voir? Wesh. Ça, c'est son arme. Ah oui, ok, ouais. Parvati, c'est elle. Attends, mais... Alors, ça, c'est à moi. Et je peux lui changer ses armes. Par contre, c'est dans quoi? Dans le journal, quête? Et ça, c'est quoi? Donc là, on peut aller parler. C'est son père. Vicaire Max et elle. Laboratoire botanique. C'est quoi qu'il y avait là? Ah, c'est pour sortir. Ok. En fait, c'est les portes qui t'amènent à la sortie de la ville. Je suppose c'est là.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Miss
Merde,
Holcomb?
j'ai pas vu.
Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book. What? No, I don't want to burn it. I would never. I mean, I just want to... Look, I have a very simple goal here. I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it. Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Dommage que vraiment il n'y a pas de VF. C'est super dommage. Parce que ouais, je comprends un quart des choses quoi. Oh, faut passer de l'autre côté. Vas-y, on va passer par là. Merde. Le délire du volcan là, c'est stylé. Oh, il y a plein de... Bon, je vous laisserai lire plus tard. C'est super beau. Space Strokes. Je sais pas si on va plus vite comme ça. Parce qu'en vrai tu fais ça. Non, ça marche pas. Oh, je me suis chié dessus. On peut pas les... Ouais, on peut pas les diffuse. Oh, je me suis chié dessus. Bah d'accord, j'ai pris des dégâts. Oh, tout ce qu'il y avait. Là, on peut rentrer là-dedans et tout. Oh, mais elle va se montrer, elle va canner, elle. Oh, elle va mourir. Oh, oh, comment je joue ça me... Elle est morte. Ah non, ok. Attends, mais il y en avait plusieurs, non? Et c'est quoi X? D'accord. Je sais pas ça fait quoi X. Attends, si je me mets comme ça. Je sais pas ça fait quoi. La 73, la 73. Casse les couilles à toujours mettre le... l'inventaire de la meuf. Et ça c'est le même pistolet. Ok. En fait de base je devais les rencontrer, je suis sûr et certain.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
Wesh.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. A geo what? Look, plants ain't my purview. You're better off asking after Adelaide. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on ya.
Ok, ça c'est la vieille raciste.
Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind. Much obliged.
Ça c'est un des vaisseaux qui nous a tiré dessus dans la cinématique, non? Ça ressemble.
Oh gosh, it's so pretty.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
Dans un vieux crachoir. Ça me fume.
No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice. Ah, cynicism, the privilege of the young. What you need is a little taste of my special mushroom soup. It'll broaden your mind. Or at least your irises.
Soupe aux champignons, elle va t'ouvrir l'esprit. Ouais.
A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots. It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject.
Non mais c'est faux, il veut pas faire la paix. Là c'est mentir.
Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? I can't say I blame you. Reed is positively soporific. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Moi j'ai envie de les aider. Ils ont l'air cool en vrai. Oh putain, ils ont tout fait tomber. La statue elle s'est cassée la gueule. C'est toi qui as tout fait tomber? Ouais. Donc attends. En journal. Je vous jure. J'ai envie de faire le bon choix. Mais j'ai rien compris à ce qu'ils ont dit. Ah ouais. Mais je vais me faire niquer. Si Edgewater est plus alimenté. Mais eux, ils sont tout le temps alimentés alors. Oh, ils ont de l'électricité. Non? Je crois, hein. Du moins, ça a l'air. S'il y a des bêtes, on les loot. Je crois que j'aurais pu passer là-bas.
I always wanted to poke around in here. Got it. Inside voices.
Sentinelle. Merde, il va me voir. En fait, soit on goome les robots, soit on passe en sneaky. Oh, ça va être chaud. Je sais même pas comment on peut faire. Il y a un gardien. Aouh. Ah, je peux pas passer comme ça. Putain, il sait pas grimper. Et si je passe là, on va casser le jeu. Oh, le... Bon, pas vu. Échec et mat. Moi, je vais aider la vieille.
Room should be ahead somewhere and a touch to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing.
Attends.
Search concluded. No dissidents found.
Ah ouais. Elle a mis un coup, elle l'a enculé. Donc là, ça fait quoi? On peut se faire attaquer. C'est vraiment... Il faudrait que je regarde c'est qui a fait le jeu. Si c'est pas Bethesda, parce que... Attendez, je vais regarder maintenant, moi ça me perturbe trop. Ah mais oui, je suis en QWERTY. Take Two. Les éditeurs, bah il y a Take Two, non? Et développement Virtuo et Obsidian Entertainment. Non, pas Entertainment. Si, Entertainment. Ils ont sorti Oh, VOD. Oui, j'avais vu en plus un truc ça. Ok, donc c'est un jeu... quand on voit les panels comme ça me fait vraiment penser à Fallout, etc. Mais non. Rediriger le courant. Attends, on va déjà regarder l'état. Non. En douter. Activer les 3 interrupteurs d'aiguillage. Ok.
Three switches. That'll be easy enough.
Attends, c'est que le début. Dégage. Je sais pas s'il était gentil ou méchant. Je vais pas laisser le temps. putain, il y en a des mines. Sinon, le crochetage, t'as pas vraiment galéré. Il y a beaucoup. Mais un coup! Tu t'es raté! Elle est passée devant moi et j'ai pas pu taper.
Sis searching.
Incoming!
Bon, j'ai pris cher. Ah, c'est vraiment mieux corps à corps. Hein. Les décors sont assez jolis, hein, moi j'aime bien.
Just two more. What'll happen to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Vale?
Go away, Phantom!
Qui a parlé?
No, just leave me alone!
Faut aller voir. En fait, il réutilise la lave.
No, just leave me alone!
Mais t'es où? Ah, il est là. Il est là, petit kiwi. Comment on descend?
Go away, Phantom!
Oh non, j'ai cassé le jeu. Oh non, c'est bon.
You're not real! You're not real! Get away from me, Phantom! Shoot! Scram! You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
Des sprats.
Clearly, I mistook you for one of the phantoms of my imagination, which terrorized me on occasion. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section. Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons. You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead. Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you. The tail. Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous, the ears are a particular delicacy. Forgot what you were gonna say? Me too.
Ok. Oh, ça lag pour vous? J'espère pas. Attends. Par là. Attends, là c'est quoi? Terminal de contrôle des mécaniques? Automécanique? Wow, allez.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Mais le dernier! Wouhou! Wesh, fais du breakdance.
If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil? Something you need?
Tu crois que je passe là-bas? Attends, maintenant il y a une échelle. Je l'ai rushé comme un con. Arme et armure. Ah, mais attends, mais j'ai récupéré des pistolets, j'avais jamais fait gaffe. Mais ah oui, mais il faut que je fasse attention parce qu'il y en a qui sont à moi et d'autres qui sont à la meuf. Installer une modif. Bah, il me semblait que j'avais débloqué une modif. Oh. Non. Et là? Non plus. Et là? Non plus. Et là? Non plus. Oh! Wesh! Oh, je suis mort. Il y en a un là.
You're liable to get scalded.
System processing.
Mais le dernier? Oh! En fait, quand ils sont vraiment alertés... Elle me sert de chair à canon un peu.
If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil?
Search failed. Suspicious data not found. System alert. Unredeeming.
Elle est où? On met le dernier lui? Merde, je fais... En fait, je fais F pour loot. Et F, ça me soigne. Oh, il va me tuer. Oh, le con. Il bougeait pas, je l'ai pas touché. Ah ouais, t'as vu comment on fait 0 dégâts? Wesh, la folie. J'ai plus de soin. J'ai encore fait F.
Celeste. I'm not sure what the right is. All I know is the decision's final.
Elle dit quoi? Je sais... Elle a dit quoi? Je sais pas si on va prendre la bonne décision. Moi je veux remettre chez...
Once we do this, there's no going back. Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred? That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way. Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something. Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
En fait, ça te force un peu, non? Ah, je sais pas quoi faire. Parce qu'ils ont pas été méchants, eux. Le laboratoire botanique. Que là-dedans, ça se voit, il y a des enculés. Mais comme elle a dit, il y a aussi des gens bien. Bah là, je suis désolé. Hein. Putain, je peux pas ouvrir. Il y a peut-être des trucs là. Oh bah une bêche. Après là ça je m'en bats les couilles, c'est l'or.
You're fast.
Eh ouais, I'm fast, I'm fast. Oh, ah non, c'est une clé. J'ai cru que c'était une arme. Bon bah on se casse. Comment on fait? Ah non, on peut passer comme ça. Il a perdu sa tête. Le fichier, non, c'est pas ça. Et bah c'est tout. Je voulais éliminer tous les robots. Les rendre de moins... Bah, retirer leur agressivité du moins. Ah, fallait pas tirer maintenant. Oh, arrête! Je vais canner. Ah merde. On la voit cavale. Il faudrait que peut-être que je teste de retourner en arrière. Moi je suis le plus intelligent. Non, tais-toi. Merde. Il y avait là-bas, il y avait un point, je me rappelle, où on pouvait désactiver. Je vais faire ça. Il est mort? Ah oui. C'était où que... En haut? Peut-être? Voilà, modifier le comportement. Sélectionner nouvelle cible. Sélectionner un nouveau mode. Ils vont s'auto-détruire. Dans la logique, ils vont s'auto-détruire. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a toi? Ah, on peut passer par là, d'accord. Et là, là-bas, il y a quoi? Bah, il y a rien. Ça ramène au début. Let's go. Ah non, ici, on peut toujours pas. Vous êtes censé vous entretuer. Attends, mais je fais 0 dégâts, c'est pas possible. Oh, je peux pas passer. Oh, mes fesses. Ça pique les fesses. Pas moyen de monter là? Non. Eh ben. Vous avez gagné. Salut. Il faut me tuer les cons. Putain, fait chier, on peut pas avoir une autre arme. Peut-être j'ai raté. J'ai raté peut-être quelque chose. Vous avez trouvé par défaut... non, vous avez trouvé un défaut. C'est quoi les points d'avantage? Non, ça fait trop mal, c'est les trucs de... Des robots. Oh! Depuis le début, il y avait une arme. Elle est morte mon arme ou pas? Ah non, elle est à 100%. Ah, elle est... Non, elle est à 45%. Oh, là, ça va cogner, hein. Oh, ils ont l'air énervés quand même. On va pas les buter. Ils me font peur. Ok, go. Bon, là, on a déjà une meilleure arme. Parce que le pistolet est cool, mais... C'est pas foufou, hein. Là, ça se trouve, on va se retrouver là-bas. Ils vont nous défoncer, les autres. Ah. On peut pas passer par là. Bon, ils ont encore de l'électricité. Oh, j'ai pas... J'ai pas mis au bon endroit, je crois.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
C'est qui? Ah, lui. Nom d'enculé, ça. Ah oui, ouais. Je crois qu'elle est pas contente.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
Laquelle j'utilise? Je vais mettre ça.
You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment.
Le bâtard.
Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear. You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients.
C'est assez glauque, mais d'accord.
Edgewater Cemetery's got corpses aplenty, enough for a generation's worth of crops.
Ok. C'est à moi ça.
What do you think you're doing?
Désolé. Mais je vais jamais la sous-tout. Je la sous-tout. J'ai même pas de sous.
Just don't make any trouble for me, okay?
Oui, pardon. Je l'ai quand même pris. C'était dans la poubelle en plus. C'est vraiment se foutre de ma gueule. Hein. Ok les filles.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead. Whoa, Miss Parvati. You're, what, how are you? Hi, hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
I seen you wandering around here. You don't look like you're coming from town. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair.
Mais je suis pas ingénieur, pourquoi ils mettent ça?
I mean to. I mean to do right by my friends, too. They believed I was an engineer, and so I'll make an engineer out of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged. Would you? I'd be grateful.
attends. Attends. Là, qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire? On va éliminer Red. Ça va être la guerre. Putain, mais les cadavres, ils disparaissent pas? Des aurores boréales. Aurore boréale, on dit, hein? Oui, je crois. Merde. Merde! Putain, à chaque fois je fais F pour looter. Ça, c'est embêtant. Oh, un fusil d'assaut. Deuxième fusil d'assaut. Des seringues. Pourquoi je chuchote? Je sais pas. C'est quoi ça? De la drogue? Grossièrement, c'est la même arme, quoi. Fusil d'assaut léger. Fusil d'assaut, ok. On est armé. En fait, j'aimerais bien la faire de la façon plus ou moins passive qui dégage. Parce que là, en fait, là où c'est fermé, c'est parce qu'ils sont malades. Eux, non? Je saurais pas dire. Ou c'est juste abandonné. Parce que là, il va y avoir tous les gardes qui vont m'embêter. J'ai pas énormément de munitions, moi. C'est encore plus embêtant. Le X, j'ai toujours pas, il sert à quoi? Oh, il y a 2 gardes.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts? Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town. I have been holding this town together with both hands. You can't just expect me to leave. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home. I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic. The very notion is just grotesque. A raw vegetable? Why don't you just ask me to go chew the bark off of a tree? We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat Saltuna here, and only Saltuna.
Sauton, c'est quoi? C'est de la bouffe que eux ils font, on est d'accord? Ou c'est vraiment un truc que je connais pas?
Processed, liquefied, retextured Saltuna rendered in a chemical bath, of course. Well, mostly Saltuna. We've been experiencing a Saltuna shortage, you see. So we've had to improvise. We've added wood chips, some mushrooms, bit of sand, tossed some canid bits in our processor once. It all tastes like Saltuna in the end. Couple years, give or take, right around the time the first wave of plagues hit the town.
Oh,
now listen,
incroyable.
I do not know what pretty rhetoric Adelaide has fed you, but plagues are a simple fact of life. You'll excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil?
Ah, je peux plus.
And when you say special fertilizer, you mean what exactly?
Ah merde.
Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? That's... Come to think of it, that's a stroke of brilliance. What a remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after its date of expiration. I was wondering about those missing bodies in Silas's cemetery. So Adelaide wants me gone. Trade my life for the life of the town. You understand what she's doing. If I leave town, I'm as good as dead. If I stay, Edgewater will die of attrition. Adelaide has discovered some secret cure for the plague, and she is holding my town ransom. You're right, I am being obstinate. If the best thing I can do for this town is to stand down, then stand down I shall. If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me.
Oh, j'ai réussi. Je pense que c'est plus ou moins scripté, mais j'ai réussi sans me battre. Bon, j'en ai rien à foutre de parler avec toi. Moi, je te le dis, hein, parce que déjà là, je fais le garde, je fais la chèvre depuis tout à l'heure à aller à droite, à gauche. Toi, avec ta tête, là. Les visages sont quand même bien faits. Moi, j'aime bien. En fait, il bouffait du bois, des champignons, et je sais plus quoi d'autre. Normal qu'il tombe malade, il mange des champignons. Ouais, on peut passer par là. Je vais me répéter, mais l'ambiance... Tu sais, les décors sont vraiment... Ils sont cool. Ils sont vraiment stylés. J'aime bien. Après, je sais pas si en stream, ça lagouille ou pas. Sur le retour vidéo, c'est pas full fluide, on va dire. J'ai pas de drop d'image. Mais... Moi, en jouant, c'est super fluide. Merde. En fait, ce que je comprends pas, c'est qu'après, on va se barrer. On va plus être sur cette planète, si. Parce que déjà là, on n'a pas visité tout, j'ai l'impression. Ah non, on avait fait ça. Ah si, on a peut-être tout visité. Je sais pas. Attends, il y a une carte, non? Avantage, détail, personnage. Carte. Ouais, si, voilà. Il y a juste là ici, on n'y a pas vraiment été. Ici, c'est au début, je crois. Ouais, c'est ça. Ouais, ça fait quand même des petites maps sympas. Je sais pas s'il y a plusieurs maps ou quoi que ce soit. Ça fait un petit truc sympa. Allez, on va revoir la vieille. Oh, par contre là... Mamie.
Look at that. The snake's come back.
Ah la pute.
I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward. You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Tu m'as donné quoi? Tu m'as donné quoi? C'est marqué une poubelle, putain, j'ai pris un truc d'une poubelle. Dégage. En fait là, quand c'est en rouge, tu peux pas prendre. Ah mais oui, c'est écrit voler, j'ai même pas fait gaffe. Oh mon précieux. Oh, oh. Allez, on dégage. Attends, parce que là, on est d'accord, là j'ai tout fait. Donc là, il n'y a plus de quête. Quête. Retourner à l'imposteur. L'imposteur, c'est le vaisseau. Elle va pas me suivre, elle. T'as une vie. Pourquoi tu vas me suivre? Là-bas, il y a des mecs. On va aller les niquer avant de partir. Oh là là, c'était stylé ça. Genre, putain, il avait un sniper, je peux pas l'avoir. C'est vraiment pas nice. Je voulais le snipe. Fusil d'assaut. En fait, si juste je suivais le chemin tranquillement normalement, depuis le début, j'aurais eu l'AK. Quand on a été dans la zone électrique. Parce que je sais pas, j'ai fait quoi? Je suis passé... Je suis pas passé par là, hein. Je crois que je suis passé là, un truc comme ça. Je saurais pas dire, mais je sais que je les ai contournés. Et limite, il y a même moyen dans les... Oh là, regarde, hop, dans les battes. Il y a du loot. Munitions légères. Il n'y a pas du loot ici? On cherche du loot. Peut-être là. Ah ouais, même là, quand tu regardes les... Écoute, on va passer par là en suivant le chemin. Ah bah non. Les bêtes, elles vont me faire chier. Je vais passer par là. Sans savoir si c'est vénère ou quoi. Il y a des singes. Je suis en train de me dire c'est quoi? C'est des singes. Bon bah eux, on va les gommer hein. Je fais attention parce que j'ai pas énormément de munitions. Oh, j'entends un vaisseau. D'accord. Je crois qu'il m'a vu. Oh, il lui a fait mal. Ici. Oh. Culé, va. Oh, ça... C'est en or, donc je suppose que c'est rare. Ils font mal, hein. Oh, oh je viens de taper le papa et la maman. Je suis dans la merde. Meilleur équipement pour les petits et les grands avantages de compagnie. Compagnie à gagner en niveau. Ouais. Une autre fois là. Je vois pas que... Il va me goumer. Et ils m'ont jeté leur caca. Putain. Ah bah ouais, bah super. Ah, c'était là. J'ai pas le stuff pour tuer les petits singes. Regarde, ils sont tous là. Mais ils sont trop violents. Ah, c'est un nid en plus. Ah non, mais attends, mais je suis con. Je crois que je peux faire téléportation rapide. Carte. Oui, là c'est des points de téléportation. Ah non, je l'ai pas. Accepter. Ah non, c'est téléportation rapide quand tu es en surpoids. C'est vraiment du Fallout, hein. Même t'entends un peu avec le son, ça ressemble un peu. Au niveau de la musique.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling. I've worked on the occasional supply coach in need of repairs. Once I built a little model craft out of spare parts, but Mr. Thompson found out and I had to take it apart. I want to ask you something, and you can say no, but can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Tac.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator?
C'est quoi ça, ce logo? Ingénierie 20 et là 1.
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Oui, bon, on s'en charge tout à l'heure. Compagnon a gagné en niveau. Ça y est, on a compris. Ah bah non, tout à l'heure, attends, oui, je suis mort. Donc ça avait reset. Oh, il est stylé le moteur. Ça va, le vaisseau est pas énorme au point où on peut se perdre dedans. Donc ça va. J'aime bien.
What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Ah merde, on a oublié d'aller voir... Non mais c'est des rames? Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? C'est un bateau qui a des rames? Un bateau.
I received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Ah, there you are, hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain, horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits, first-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you. Ha 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 ha! The beauty is they don't expect it. The shroud is the only one of its kind. We humans have a tendency to overlook the unexpected. Activate the disguise, walk past someone. What do they see? A figure dressed like a fellow employee. Don't act odd. They won't focus on you. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Et là, c'est la planète où on était. C'est stylé. Mais attends, mais mon acolyte... Je l'ai abandonné en haut. Captain Square. Donc là, c'est chez moi, non? Ok, un robot. Ok. Ok. Oh merde. Attendez. Je crois que j'ai oublié quelqu'un sur la planète. Je vais pas avoir quelqu'un? Merde. Bon. On va corriger ça tout à l'heure, ou plutôt demain. Là pour l'instant je vais arrêter. Sauvegarder la partie. Nouvelle sauvegarde. Oh, ça sauvegarde vite en plus. Je sais pas si vous avez kiffé. Moi en tout cas j'ai bien kiffé. Le seul point faible, on va dire même point négatif, mais là c'est juste c'est moi et c'est mes goûts. C'est qu'il n'y a pas de VF. Avec la VF, le jeu, vraiment je pense je kifferais encore plus. Ce serait beaucoup plus immersif pour ma part. Parce que je perdrais pas mon temps à lire. Voilà. Je suis fainéant. En tout cas, j'espère que le stream vous aura plu. Moi, je vous fais des bisous. Et je pense à demain. Si je peux, demain. Comme ça, on continue l'aventure. Allez, peace.